goal of this PPP Congress comes as no surprise. 5 years ago, when the ruling PPP held its last Congress, it was celebrating one of its biggest victories in the elections that followed the so-called restoration to democracy in 1992, when it secured the seat of government after 28 years in the opposition. This time around, the picture has changed completely. The PPP suffered its biggest loss of the last elections, losing control of the 65-seat parliament. And so speech after speech at the opening of today's Congress, the call was loud for the PPP to win back the parliamentary majority. General Secretary of the party, President Donald Ramotar, issued a call loud and clear. It's time to rise, reorganize and rebuild. The PPP has come home, so to speak. Party founder Dr. Chedi Jagan was born a mile away from the Congress venue in Port Morant, and so the party sees it as the fitting venue for the so-called reawakening. It is no secret what was going to play out at this Congress. Over the next 3 days, the PPP is seeking to reinvigorate and recapture the grassroots support it lost and suffered its biggest electoral blow in 2 decades. Perhaps the most frank admission of the problem of the PPP at the moment was highlighted by the party's youth arm, the PYO, which pointed to complacency, which almost made the organization irrelevant. The PYO was one of the vibrant forces that led the PPP to victory in 1992. And so President Donald Ramotar is himself behind the youth arm, and young members have been trying to recapture the spirit of communities through various voluntary projects. The PYO has rejuvenated itself in the last year, but the job is far from over. There is much more work to be done to whip up support. Congress Chairman Clement Rohi recently made it clear that the party is not ready for a snap elections. It would be unable to regain control of Parliament if that happens. And so the Port Morant Congress is meant to chart the way forward. Part of getting the job done is painting the opposition as tyrants, seeking to stymie and reverse progress. Fuel was added to the fire at opposition blame game when a blackout disrupted the start of proceedings, and the whispers were about the need for hydro and the opposition's denial of support for legislative instruments needed to push the project forward. The Congress is the highest decision-making body of the party. It will elect a new 35-member committee. Former President Barry Jagger is expected to be voted onto that committee, and President Donald Ramotar is expected to stay on as General Secretary. For Capital News, Neil Marks in Port Morant.